Hey, what's up guys? This is Adam here, and today I'm going to be bringing you something a little bit different. This is a chess game analysis video. I was in a chess tournament today, and I thought that this game was probably one of the best rated games that I've ever played. So, I thought I would do an analysis video on it. I already inputted the game into the analysis board, so we're going to start it off with the opening. So opening's pretty simple. I'm white here, my opponent's black. He's about 100 points lower rated than me, but he's still fairly good because he's rated 1350. So I play d4 like I always do, and he plays knight f6. So we go into a Grunfeld here, which I don't play against very often because at the lower level, the Grunfeld really isn't played that much. However, at the higher level, it's played quite often. So d5, I didn't really know what to do, so I just played e3, protecting my pawn on c4 there. Okay, bishop g7, so just getting ready to castle. I'm just going to try to do the arrows here. I don't know how to do very much with the analysis board. Knight f3, just developing castles. b3. Now, here's where I vary from some other players. So, after he castles here, I have quite a few options. Like, I could play, like, bishop e2, a developing move, bishop e3, another developing move. I could play, you know, I don't know, freaking h3, preventing bishop g4, you know, something like that. But I decided to play b3 here. The reason is because I want to fianchetto my dark squared bishop to this nice diagonal here, as you can see, because his bishop is already on the diagonal. So, you know, I figure might as well just put my bishop on that diagonal as well. The other move I was thinking of is c takes d5, which is just a pawn trade. He would recapture the knight. I didn't really like this that much because I figured my plan was to play bishop c4 after this, putting more pressure on his knight. Then I just figured he would play something like c6 to protect the knight again. So if I play that out here, takes bishop c4, and then he could either play c6 or e6 to defend the knight again. And I figured my bishop's not really that useful on c4, so I might as well just play b3, get a little bit more of an interesting game going. Okay, so he played c6, just defending his d5 pawn again. Pretty useful move, but it does block the development of his knight going to c6. So, you take your wins with your losses, I guess. I played bishop b2, as I said earlier, just fianchettoing my bishop. Bishop g4. So this pins my knight to my queen, obviously. And here, you know, I was thinking to myself, this isn't a very useful move because I can just play h3, and if he goes the normal route, backing his bishop up to g5, how the heck, I don't know how to use this thing, but if he backs his bishop to h5, he would just run into, let's see, hold on, I gotta go back here, gotta demonstrate some stuff. So, if he play, or, I don't know how to use this thing, but, so I played h3 in the game, right? And he can't put his bishop back here, bishop h5, because it just runs into g4, and his bishop's trapped in the corner. So obviously, it's not what he's going to want to do. So I played h3, and he took my knight, as expected, and I took. And to be honest, I thought this was worthwhile because, I mean, usually bishops are considered better than knights, so, I mean, you know, I figured it's probably decent, and also I get my queen developed, so it's okay. Played e3, just more, like, just protecting this d5 pawn. I wonder, can I highlight things green if I left-click? I don't know how to do that. Okay, whatever. I played rook d1. I didn't know what to do there. The reason why I didn't want to play bishop e2, which was the other move I had in mind, is because I figured if he took, then, I mean, I guess I probably would have captured with the B pawn, but I figured I still wanted to have the option available to take him with my bishop without using an extra tempi. And so that's why I played rook d1, just a developing move, also putting a little bit of pressure on his queen there. Played queen a5, getting out of the line of my rook. And computer says this is a really good move. I figure because sitting my knight here, and now my knight cannot move because it's pinned to my king. So I figure, okay, I need to castle as soon as possible to get out of this pin, right? So I play bishop d3, and that's the computer's move, so that's good. I played the best computer move there. And now it says he should play like c5 or develop or whatever. He played d takes c4, which I think is not very good. I just took with the b pawn. Made sense to me. Now I have quite a big center here. He played queen b4, which is I think it's just like a waste of time basically. I was considering playing rook b1 here, which when I move the bishop would attack his queen. So it's his move. Well, let's say he did this, I move my bishop and his queen's attacked, as you can see there. Queen takes c3. Oh yeah, well, and I figured I would play bishop a1, but yeah, as you can see, his queen's attacked. But I figured might as well be safe. Play bishop a1. Keeps my bishop on this nice diagonal, and my bishop's now protected by my rook. It wasn't protected before, so I figured it's probably pretty good, and it was. Played queen e7, just bring his queen back. Probably a good idea. And as you can see here, I'm going to highlight this. The time situation, I have 40 minutes left on my clock. He has 31. So already, right out of the opening, I already have a 10-minute time advantage. And I really think I managed my time quite well in this game, and I think that's quite a large factor in why I won. Okay, so let's continue. I castled. Figure, I could do something else, but castling's the safest option. I also considered e4, but it's a little bold this early. Play knight bd7, just developing. I played rook fe1, just getting my other rook into the center of the board. Also putting pressure on his queen. Also considered e4, but again, I think it's a little bit too early. The computer doesn't like it either because it's c5. I could analyze that, but I'm not going to. Okay, he played knight b6. Probably unnecessary. He's moving his knight again. In my opinion, he should move his rook to the center somewhere. Get that into the game. But whatever. Play knight b6. Since I should play rook b1 here. I don't know why. I'm not gonna look into that, but whatever. Played e4. I like e4 because I'm like crushing him in the center right now. Look at all my pawns. Says he has to play e5 here or else he's at quite a big disadvantage. He didn't play e5, he played queen c7. So now my pawns are just going to keep rolling into the center. Like this, basically. So, best move here is e5, which is what I played in the game. And I figure I should play e5 because, where's his knight going to go? It doesn't really when he gets squares. And also, when his knight moves somewhere, let's say he moves here, which it did in the game, his bishop would be blocked, and he can't do anything. But let's back up a second here. I also considered playing d5 because I wanted to open this bishop to this diagonal. But I don't know, I found some flaw in it. I'm not going to look into it. I don't want this video to be too long. I also considered c5, which is attacks his knight. Not a bad move, but my structure looks a little weird now, and I still want to play e5, so figured might as well just play e5, which I did, and that's the best move. Played knight fd7, reasonable. I played knight e4. My purpose with this move was, look at these freaking squares. They're so good. My knight in either of these squares is just really good. Also, I thought of later, I could put my knight here on this square, and eventually, if he moved this pawn, I would be attacking this pawn. If that makes any sense to you guys. Okay, so, yeah, I played knight e4. My other idea was h4, just going at his king. Okay, so I played knight e4. Played rook a d8, and this is where he just started going completely wrong, because rook a d8 is not a terrible move in itself, but it's not really doing anything, and he's been playing it really slow so far, so my attack is just going to come crushing onto him now. Played h4, going with the strategy of crushing him on the king's side. I also considered bishop c2 because of the possible threat of my pawn being attacked here, and I wanted it to be defended more, but I figured that was a little slow, so I played h4. Played h5 to counter, so my pawn couldn't go up anymore. And here's where I went pretty insane. I played g4, which completely exposes my king, but I figure the computer doesn't even see this move, but as you can see, it gives the evaluation that I'm almost +2 here. And this is because I'm crushing through, basically, and there's almost nothing he can do about it. He played f5 here, which is a blunder. Says I should play g takes f5. I'm not going to analyze that, because I don't want to, but I didn't look at this move in the game, because it looks really weird. But, you know, okay, whatever. Computer. I played the more reasonable looking move, knight g5, which attacks this pawn and threatens a fork on the queen and the rook. The queen, the rook, and the other rook. It's a major fork. And the bishop. Can you imagine that? Wow. So, I mean, the knight on this square is just killing it. The other move I considered was knight d6, which blocks the queen from doing literally anything. The queen can move, like, nowhere. Queen is one square that's not attacked, and, I mean, it can't really do anything at all. But it's a little slow, and I figured if I put my knight on g5 right now, look at how good it is. It's so good. He played rook d... Wait, did he play rook d8 in the game? de8. I don't think he did. I think that's a notation error by me. He played a rook de1. Okay, yeah, I just marked it wrong. Okay, yeah, so he played rook d8, which is a complete blunder, because now I just play g takes h5. And, yeah, try to stop my attack, like, seriously, hello? Look at all the pieces that are coming in as king. You see this? Alright. All the arrows mean that he's getting crushed over here. Alright, he played bishop h6, which is his best bet, but I'm plus 5, which means I'm almost up a rook in material. So, there's no coming back from this, basically. Best move is queen g3, which, puts pressure on his king. But I didn't see that, because I want the attack now. And, as you can see, highlighting the time situation here, I have 23 minutes and my opponent has 12. So I'm still crushing him on the clock, meaning my time management is still good. I played h takes g6, which gives away some of my advantage, but I figure he's getting crushed. He's not going to come back from this. He took my knight. Now maybe h takes g5 looks like the right move to some of you, but I mean it doubles my pawns. So like, let's just say play h takes g5, whatever. Look at my pawns. I mean they look kind of weak. Even though I'm up 2 pawns, I don't like this as much as what I actually did in the game, which is queen h5. Queen h5, I mean, what can I do? I'm threatening checkmate here. And, meaning he can't... Well, he has to prevent checkmate, and he can't save his bishop and prevent checkmate at the same time, so I figured queen h5 is reasonable. He played rook e7, which is pretty bad, because when I capture his bishop now, I attack as a rook. But I guess his plan was to play knight b8, which is super passive and doesn't do anything. So now he's just getting absolutely killed. Played h5. Look at my pawns. They're gonna kill his king over here. Yeah, so there's not really much he can do. As you can see, I'm +8, which means I'm literally killing him. He played king h8, which is, he's just getting checkmated now soon. Played h6 because look at my pawns. Hello. He played, let's see, rook g8. And now he's getting checkmated because rook g8, look, as you can see it says I have mate in 5. And rook g8 allows mate in 5 because when he plays rook g8, he's giving up this square, which was protected by the rook on g8, as you can see in this little arrow diagram here. So yeah, when he played rook g8, I immediately played queen f6 check. And now mate is inevitable. It's quite an easy mate too. He played rook eg7. I took with the pawn. He has to take with the queen or the rook. Either way, it's checkmate. It's inevitable mate, whatever, I don't know. So he played rook takes, and then I just played queen f8 check. Played rook back, which is the only legal move. Played queen h6 check, and he resigned here because his only legal move is queen g7, and then I have checkmate in one move. And yeah, that was the game. I don't know, I thought it was a pretty good game. I felt pretty good after it. I thought I had quite a nice attack. Even if my opponent did make quite a few mistakes leading up to it, I still thought I played pretty well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Like if you did, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.